morning and welcome to A La Carte, your food news and information in the morning with your hosts Alex and Rob. Today our special guests are Chef Jason Bruner and cyclist Quan Vu. So grab that cup of coffee and wake up with A La Carte.
Welcome to A La Carte. I'm your host, Alex Pulaski.
And I'm your host, Rob Lee. We have a great show for you today, including our special guest, Chef Jason Bruner, and cyclist Quan Vu. We also take a look at the new fad of food trucks and tune in all during the show to see who won our weekly cooking showdown.
But first, let's take a look at today's foodie news. Organic produce and meat typically may not be any better for you than conventional varieties when it comes to vitamin and nutrient content, according to a new review of the evidence. But organic options may live up to their billing of lower exposure to pesticide residue and antibiotic-resistant bacteria, researchers from Stanford University found. Smith Spangler and her colleagues found there was no difference in the amount of vitamins in plant or animal products produced organically and conventionally. They've said more research is necessary to fully explore the potential health and safety differences between organic and conventional foods.
I know I love my soda, but for about half of U.S. adults, soda is a daily drink. A new Gallup poll finds that 48% of U.S. adults say they drink at least one glass of soda a day. I know I do. The poll is the first from Gallup to measure daily soda consumption. Among those who drink soda, the average amount consumed is about 2.6 glasses a day. The poll found soda consumption was higher among young adults, with 56% of 18 to 34-year-olds reporting they drink at least one glass of soda per day, compared with the 46% of people ages 35 to 54.
When it comes to their waistlines, many Americans, especially men, are in optimistic denial, a new study shows. Researchers from the University of Washington found that people often think they're losing weight, when they're really not. But when they're asked to think back to a year ago, they recall being heavier than they were. The new study was based on surveys of Americans in 2008, which included data from over 300,000 participants. For the surveys, volunteers were questioned about their socioeconomic status and various health behaviors, including lifetime smoking status, daily fruit and vegetable consumption, and weekly physical activity. As it turns out, many people thought they had slimmed down because they reported their weight as being lower now than it was a year ago.
Coffee drinkers who worry about the jolt of Java it takes to get them going in the morning might just as well relax and pour another cup. That's according to the largest ever analysis of the link between coffee consumption and mortality. In fact, men who drank at least 6 cups of coffee a day had a 10% lower chance of dying during the 14-year study period than those who drank none. It might not even be the coffee itself that engenders the effect. Perhaps there's something about the act of making, serving, or even drinking coffee that protects people from death. It may be a soothing ritual, for instance, or it could engender more social contact acts associated with lower risk of death. I know I'm going to drink more coffee, Alex. Each week, we put 2 chefs against each other in our weekly cooking showdown. So let's go into the field with Forrest Hughes, where he is joining us from Truffles and Trifles, and where he is going to be judging today's dishes. Forrest, how you doing over there?
Hello, and welcome to the Sugar and Spice Showdown. I'm your host, Forrest Hughes, and have we got a show for you this week? Each week on the Sugar and Spice Showdown, we like to pit 2 chefs against each other in the ultimate culinary challenge. Let's go meet our contenders.
I'm Marcy Arthur, and I've owned Truffles and Trifles for 28 years.
Awesome, and what do you have prepared, or are you preparing this evening?
We're going to do pork with pears and a brandy sauce. We're going to have baked rice and a strawberry raspberry dessert.
Wow, that sounds incredible. Let's go meet our other contestant.
My name is Jonathan Muss, and I've been cooking for about 11 years.
Awesome. And what have you got prepared for us this evening?
I'm going to do a pork loin with apricots and dates. And for dessert, we've got an apple tart.
Awesome. That sounds incredible. Well, we're excited to see how it turns out, and we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
To reiterate, I'm Rob, and we'll be right back with more news from a la carte.
What are you building, Stark?
I'm working on something big. Yeah, I can fly. I just finally know what I have to do.
This Friday,
Roscoe!
going back home is never easy.
It's gonna be a long weekend. He started it. He got my mouth!
Freak! Good morning, Reggie.
Martin Lawrence. Welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Welcome back to a la carte. Today, Alex is in the kitchen with our special guest, Chef Jason Bruner. Let's go down and see what's cooking.
Hello and welcome to What's Cooking. We're here today with Chef Jason Bruner. Hi, Jason.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Tell us what we're going to be cooking today.
Well, today we're actually going to be putting together some apple cobbler. So what I do is I got my mise en place together, gathered all my ingredients. We have a little bit of apples that's been peeled and sliced. We have them soaking in a little brandy overnight just for a little bit of flavor. We also have our butter, our brown sugar. This is our topping. It's Captain Crunch and almonds mixed together, nice and crunched up. We also have our brandy, just to deglaze the pan and put a little flavor. Then we have our cinnamon and nutmeg. Very simple ingredients, but a very flavorful dish.
Nice.
So what we'll do is we'll start off with a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon of butter, in a hot pan. So we'll put that in the hot pan. Then we'll add our little bit of brown sugar. You're looking for about a cup and a half of brown sugar. So we'll mix all that together. What we're basically doing is making a nice quick caramel. We'll melt all that sugar down with that butter, and we'll get it all nice and ready to go for the apples. So in the meantime, as you're cooking it down, you need to make sure when you add your apples that you cook them down for about 5 to 8 minutes. You want them really nice and soft. So we'll mix all that together. As you can see, our caramel is building on the bottom, and we'll get that to coat our apples. Now right now, as our apples are cooking and our sugar's melting down, we'll go ahead and add our seasonings. We have a little bit of cinnamon, and you can be as generous as you want. I usually use about a tablespoon of each. Nutmeg is a little less. I use about a teaspoon. So what we'll do is now that we have all that nice and seasoned up, you see it, we got our caramel building in the bottom, so we'll just toss that together. As we toss that together, we'll let that cook down and stew down for a little bit. What you really want to make sure is you want to make sure that you stew these apples down to where they're nice and fork tender. You want everything to be really soft, but you don't want to lose your crunch, so you just want a little bit of crunch on the backside. All right, so we'll get that cooking together. Now we'll add our little bit of brandy. We'll add a little bit of brandy. Just on top. We'll take our lighter and we'll flambe it. And all we want to do is burn off the alcohol. So you see we got a nice little flame on top, and then it burns off.
All right.
All right? So as you see, we have a nice, dark brown sauce. And that's what you're looking for, okay? That's all the cinnamon and nutmeg coming together. Really nice. So we'll stew these down.
It smells great.
Smells really good. So what we'll do now that we have them all concentrated, we'll come over here and we'll just kind of spoon them into our ramekin. Okay. So all this liquid that you see in here, that's a lot of our flavor. So we want to make sure that we get a little bit of that liquid in the bottom of our ramekin or our spoon. We'll set that down right in here. Okay. And we'll just get those off the rim a little bit. Now we come to our topping. Now this is our Captain Crunch. We have no sugar added because they have so much sugar in the Captain Crunch.
Right.
Got a little bit of almonds in there we mix together. And we'll just top this right on top. Now you can use granola or you can use chocolate chips or, you know, you can go a lot of different angles with this.
Now, how important is the presentation to?
Well, if you're cooking at a restaurant, you might want to clean it up a little bit, you know? If you're doing it for your family at home, you can go ahead and, you know, kind of have fun with it. So we'll add a little bit of craisins right on top. And this is going to brown up really nice. So we'll take our spoon again, and we'll put a little bit of pat of butter right on top. And that's going to melt down, and that's going to put a nice brown color on that Captain Crunch. The sugars are going to cook down, it's going to condense. So we're going to take these, and we're going to drop these right in our oven right here, and we're going to drop them in for about 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes, we'll have all of this cleaned up, and then we'll go ahead and pull them out. They'll be nice browned on top, and we can go from there.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, now that all the cooking's done, let's see what our chef Jason Bruner has for us.
Well, let's get down here in the oven, and let me see if I can pull out these apple cobblers. Here we go. Now these have got a nice golden brown on them. Those Captain Crunch have really solidified into that sauce. Let me see if I can get our mac and cheese out. Here's our mac and cheese. So what we're going to do, the cobbler's ready to go. The cobbler you can send right out to the table, or maybe you can drizzle a little caramel sauce or something, wherever your flavor is. Let's go ahead and give the apple cobbler a try.
Okay. That's so sweet.
Now, like I said, you didn't have to add no more sugar to that topping because that Captain Crunch already has so much sugar in it. So it really brings it to the forefront, and you really get a nice, beautiful, sweet dessert. It's a very good dish. It's one of our top sellers down at Terrace 390.
Oh, I can see why. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your restaurant?
Well, Terrace 390 is located downtown in the Bank of America building on Orange Avenue. We do lunch, dinner. We also open for Sundays on our new football menu, which y'all should all come down and see it. We have a beautiful array of different sandwiches, pulled pork, brisket, oyster po' boys, fried shrimp. We're really doing a lot of things down there at Terrace 390.
That sounds delicious. Well, this has been fun. Thank you so much for coming down today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you and watching you cook. If you would like to know these recipes, check out our website at alacarte.com. Thanks again, and we'll be back after these messages.
We'll be right back with more news from a la carte.
Even if you don't drive 180 miles an hour like I do, it's still risky driving with an allergy medicine that could cause drowsiness. Be careful. Don't buy any allergy medicine until you read the label. Or do what I do and stay Claritin Clear with non-drowsy Claritin.
So, let me get this straight. You've solved all our shipping problems with pigeons.
Carrier pigeons, sir.
Isn't this a little outdated?
No. These babies are equipped with GPS and night vision. This little guy's headed off to Cleveland.
Amazing. What about the big stuff?
That's been taken care of.
Wow. Let's switch to FedEx.
Hi, and thanks for joining us this morning on A La Carte. Before we move on, let's check back in with Forrest Hughes and our chefs at our cooking showdown.
Back on the Sugar and Spice Showdown. I'm your host, Forrest Hughes. Let's see what's cooking in the kitchen. All right, Marcy, what is the secret ingredient you have today?
I'm doing a pork dish with a cream brandy sauce, and the secret ingredient with this dish is pears, which makes it very succulent. And then for dessert, we're doing raspberries and strawberries with a little bit of chocolate ground up, and that's very sensuous and romantic.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to try it. Come check on us soon. Back to you guys in the studio.
Rob takes a look at the new fad that is sweeping the nation, food trucks.
As I'm here diving into the world of food trucks, here we have food trucks gathered from all around the Orlando area for a great cause. From 5 to 6 p.m., their proceeds will be donated to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Let's go take a look.
My name's Curt Andreas, and I'm the owner of Monster Lobster Food Truck. Specialize in New England style lobster rolls. We also do a nice blue crab roll, lobster bisque, New England clam chowder, spicy lobster roll, and finally one of our specialties is our lobster roll smothered in our lobster bisque. You can check us out on Facebook at Monster Lobster as well as at Monster Lobster on Twitter, and we also have our website at www.monsterlobster.net.
Mark Baratelli. I am the creator and producer of the Food Truck Bazaar. The reason why I did it was to get the word out about food trucks. So you have one story of one guy who started this small business, the Food Truck Bazaar. He went from 8 trucks in Orlando, 8 gourmet trucks, to about 80. So we have that story, right? That's pretty interesting. Then what do you do when you've built up this event? Give back. The first thing you do when you find any modicum of success is you give back. Ronald McDonald House Charities approached me and asked me to put on an event for them. So we brainstormed how would this work, and we basically decided on doing this VIP hour where for this one extra hour before the event started, you pay $5, you get in, no lines, no waiting.
I'm Joey Conicella, and I'm the owner of the Yum Yum Cupcake Truck. Specialize in gourmet, scratch-made cupcakes. We have a very large social media presence. We actually have a great website. It's theyumyumcupcaketruck.com, and our menu and our schedule's on there. You could also go to Facebook at facebook.com/theyumyumtruck. Customers vote on each cupcake every month, so they decide our menu, not us. And we also do a ton of charity work, like today, the Ronald McDonald House. We're doing a special $5 happy hour pass, so people buy that. They come in before the lines, and then they get all the money goes to the Ronald McDonald House.
Food's absolutely delicious. If you want to go to attend the next Food Truck Bazaar event, you can go to thedailycity.com or thefoodtruckbazaar.com. Back to you in the studio. What of it? I'm back in the studio. Check out our website to view the schedule to see where a food truck will be parked in your area. When we come back, we will check back on our cooking showdown here on A La Carte.
On June 6th, he's part special agent.
What are you, bionic?
No. I only like the girls. Thanks anyways.
Part stylist.
Have you ever worked with kids before?
Oh, man.
Stay out of my business, Mustafa.
This is not my name.
Was that your feet?
Adam Sandler.
Smell it, now take it. That's for you.
You don't mess with a Zohan.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. Whenever, wherever, we're meant to be together, and I feel like I just got home, and I feel like I just got home,
Hello and welcome back. You're watching A La Carte with me, your host, Rob Lee. Our other host, Alex Pulaski, has been joined by Quan Vu, a professional cyclist from Orlando. He is talking to her about keeping a healthy diet in today's busy society. Alex?
Thank you, Rob, and I'd like to welcome Quan Vu to our show today. Quan Vu is the owner of the Chewy Boba Company of downtown Orlando and is also an avid cyclist. Quan Vu, can you tell us a little bit about your business and how you help people stay healthy?
My business is a bubble tea shop. We also sell smoothies. You can order protein shakes there. Pretty much entire meal replacements. Also, as a cyclist, I like to promote cycle safety and promote it as a healthy way to just live your lifestyle.
So, how important is nutrition in keeping ourselves happy in everyday life?
Nutrition, incredibly important. Pretty much, nutrition's or food is the fuel that's going to get you through your entire day. You can have too little of it and you won't be able to run properly. But at the same time, it could it could turn around on you and hurt you if you're eating too much. You'll feel slow. It's kind of like an oil change. You fill up too much oil, and you're gonna feel sludgy and stuff. So that's how nutrition is. You always gotta be very educated about what you have to eat and the amount of calories you intake.
Okay, so Kwanvu, these are the options students have around Full Sail campus. It's basically basic fast food. How can a college student practice eating healthy between classes?
Well, I know that most fast food restaurants, including McDonald's and Taco Bell, they do serve a lower calorie menu. But if you're not able to stick with that, if you're not into salads and stuff, I really just suggest ordering something that you normally would have, a burger, but you'd probably cut down on the fries, or just get a small fry. Something that's really important that people don't realize is that calorie count is incredibly important. There's studies that show that when you're trying to lose weight, calories are probably the most important thing that you want to deal with. You're not supposed to, if you're gonna eat a lot of healthy food, you're not just supposed to eat so much healthy food. If you eat a turkey sandwich and you have 10 of them in one day, you're gonna have way more calories than if you just had one, combo meal at McDonald's in a day. You'll actually lose weight eating the junk food just because you're having less calories in general. Where eating healthy does help you out is healthy food in general normally have more or less calories for the same amount of actual food that you're eating. Let's say you have that turkey sandwich and you have a cheeseburger. A turkey sandwich is going to have about 200 to 300 calories, while a double cheeseburger is going to have about 600 calories. So you can actually have 2 turkey sandwiches and you'll be intaking the same amount of calories as a double cheeseburger. But in the same sense, one turkey sandwich is going to make you feel fuller, and you'll be able to sustain your energy levels for a longer period of time without having to eat again, as how much a double cheeseburger will give you.
Are there any alternatives that fast food restaurants offer for college students instead of their regular combo item?
Yeah, I believe most fast food restaurants, they do carry like a different assortments of food. They have like nutritional guides, so you'll be able to order salads. You'll be able to order yogurt, parfaits, etc. I think most fast food places, I mean, they're cheap, fast. It'll get you to your class on time, and just as long as you just be smart about exactly what you're going to be ordering and you don't go overboard with all the fries and anything that has a lot of cheese on it.
All right. Those are some great suggestions. Now, Quan, you are the owner of Chewy Boba Company in downtown Orlando. Can you tell us a little bit about your business and some healthy options you offer?
It's pretty much a Taiwanese style bubble tea restaurant. We sell Taiwanese bubble tea, but we also have a lot of smoothie options. People have, you can add different fruits in there, or even proteins, so that it'll be a complete meal replacement. So that's how you can be healthy at just going to any smoothie restaurant in general.
Yeah. Thank you, Kwanvu. This has been very informative, and I'm sure our guests appreciate all of your candid answers about staying healthy in today's society.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks. Now back to you, Rob.
Thank you, Alex, and thank to our guest, Kwanvu. Let's check back in with Forrest, who is at our cooking showdown.
Welcome back to the Sugar and Spice Showdown. We're nearing the end of our challenge. Let's see how our competitors are doing as they come to the end. All right, Jonathan, and what was your biggest challenge today?
I think it was coming up with a menu that anyone could do, but was also challenging for me to do.
And is this something that people could do in their house?
They can do this at home. It's a pork loin, some dried fruit, canned chickpeas, apples, puff pastry, everything you can find at a grocery store.
Awesome. I guess I'm going to try that later. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
And we'll be right back with more food news and the highly anticipated results of the Sugar and Spice Showdown.
We're not sure what the USA Today ad meter will think of this commercial tomorrow. But we're pretty sure Mercedes, BMW, and Lexus aren't going to like it very much. Introducing the 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis.
Just relax. The operation will be over before you know it.
Anesthesia on. Okay, scalpel.
Ow. I can feel that.
Can you feel this?
Ow. Anesthesia on.
Not everything responds to your voice like Sync. Introducing Sync.
Play artist, the Flaming Lips.
Voice activate your MP3 player, Bluetooth phone,
Call lawyer. Harrison Baxter.
and more. Sync, powered by Microsoft, exclusively on new Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us. Rob is going to take a look at our current weather forecast. Rob?
Hey Alex, I'm here on Orange Avenue in downtown Orlando where it's usually hot and sunny and filled with people, but not today. It looks like everyone has taken cover from this unusual tropical storm, or could I say spaghetti storm. Just take a look around me. I don't even know how this is even possible, but the spaghetti is literally falling from the sky along with the usual rain and wind. All that's missing is a giant meatball. It looks like Mother Earth has changed the weather for us today. Back to you in the studio, Alex.
Wow, Rob, looks like you're really getting tossed out there. What weird food-themed weather. Well, anyway, let's check back one more time to our Sugar and Spice Showdown and see who Forrest thinks won this week.
All right, and we're back. Chef Marcy and Chef Jonathan have finished up their creations. Now it's time to taste them. Marcy, could you tell us one more time what you made today?
This is pork with a pear nectar brandy sauce with popcorn rice and pears that we sauteed in butter.
I'm going to pass out. That's so good. Jonathan, could you tell us one more time what you have made over here?
It's pork loin with chickpea puree, apricots, dates, and sesame, and this is just a salad of parsley and celery leaves.
Awesome. That's a whole waterfall of flavor right there. All right, so I guess I have to pick a winner now. And after due consideration, I think this week's Sugar and Spice Showdown winner will have to be Chef Marcy.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Sugar and Spice Showdown this week. Back to you guys in the studio. Check us out next time.
You got a little spaghetti on you there, Rob. Get that off.
That was a
Good?
doozy.
Yep, a little bit more. So what do you do to keep healthy nowadays, Rob?
Well, P90X.
Well,
Definitely.
that's our show today. Thank you to all our guests who were able to join and cook with us.
And thank you for waking up with a la carte this morning. Join us tomorrow where we'll be traveling to South Dakota and take a look at the biggest hamburger in the world. I'm Rob.
And I'm Alex. Have a tasty day.
You've been watching A La Carte. For more information or tickets to our show, please visit our website at alacarte.com. This has been a Channel 12 production.